Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday morning mastermind call. I am going to post a job ad on YouTube right now for a job I'm hiring for, local in California. You have to be able to commute to where I am. Let me just add this link to my job description to the description of the video. Job description. So let me go over it with you guys, and then I want to go over our topic today, which is how committed are you to make a living reselling? Okay, so I've been thinking a lot about something Carrie said, which was, how bad do you want this? Now, I think that I know what Carrie means, but what people hear is, I want it really bad, really, really bad, really, really, really bad. And they're like laying on the ground. I want it really bad. But that doesn't do anything. That does nothing. How bad you want it actually doesn't matter. No, because that doesn't get you closer to being a professional reseller. So I put this ad up for an online store owner. I want to hire somebody to run an online store here. I'm happy to finance the entire thing. I'm giving them 500 square feet, which is a huge room, plenty of room to do it. I'm going to show them how to do it exactly. They have to do it my way. And being committed is very different than wanting it. So I'll give you an example. There's probably 100 people who applied. I'm interested. I really want this. I need this. That's it. That's the whole email. Whole email, right? Here's a job that's $52,000 a year, right? Guaranteed pay, whole year, W-2. And the best they can come up with is, I'm super, super interested. So now I realize, me and my YouTube channel, people see what I'm doing, or they see somebody out there making a living, and they're like, I want that. Sign me up. And it just stops there. No other additional effort. Now compare this to, hey Chris, I'm really interested in this job. I'm a professional sewer by trade, but my hands can't do it anymore, so I need something less physical than sewing. I'm on time. I've been working full time my whole life. I'm committed to learning. I put in there, ideally you've worked in a restaurant before, or actual work, like physical serving customers in real life. If you've never done that, I feel like your chances of becoming a successful reseller are really, really low. Like if you've never had a service job where you serve people in real life, your chances of being a reseller that's professional is probably zero, because you'll respond to the ad like that. I'm super interested. I want that. Please give it to me. Right. And that's not how this works. You have to go take this. This is a taking job. You go out there and you take an item and you make it into a profit item. It's not a handout. There's no handout version of reselling. I was thinking there are people that I could give them the items, give them the title, give them the description, give them the price, ship it for them. They still wouldn't do it. You have to do the whole, you have to commitment means no matter what, you're going to do it. And that's why when Carrie said, depends on how bad you want it, I was like, man, I get some people who really, really, really want it. And they don't even list one item a day consistently. One item a day takes, if you are really, 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 really slow, 1 hour. Really slow. That means like you are about to list, first thing you do, 3 cups of coffee. Right? Then you have to go buy a camera. Right? You can still do it in an hour because most people have a phone already. Like if you can't even do 1 hour a day, what are you doing? That's one listing a day, right? The commitment level is what I'm looking for. And commitment means, this is how I define commitment: reasons why you will do it. So people are writing me great here. I'm going to read one to you. This is such a good one. Let me put this in here. It's so good. Hi, my name is Anthony. I'm a 52-year-old airbrush artist muralist. I am retired. I have had an unsuccessful Etsy store before, and I know it's because I didn't have the right systems to set it up. I watched a couple of your videos when you put this ad up. I've enjoyed acting and being on screen because I know that you want to post this on YouTube. And so I think I would be useful for your audience because I am the demographic that I think fits what you're trying to do. I've been the extra in several productions, and going all the way back to high school. I love the concept of what you're doing, teaching somebody to make a living for themselves on their own, but working under somebody like an apprenticeship. I know I would be successful in this. I've worked 15 years in the food service. I've had a successful family. I have reliable transportation, a valid license. My car insurance is paid. I'm self motivated. I'm very organized. I articulate and communicate well. I have several references for you to review below. Here's my phone number. Thank you for your time and consideration. Very different than me, please pick me. I want to do it. Please, I want this so bad. I have bills. He didn't say anything in there about that he wants it. There's so many people who want this. I meet people all the time. I had a reseller event where 200 people came. One person listed over 10 items a day. How is that possible? Like, if you want it, how can under 10 items a day, like you want a full time living, but you give the effort of, Carrie says, I need to give some tough love. Like, you put more effort into your sandwich that day than you do into trying to make a full time living, which is crazy to me. I don't get it. It's like the lowest effort I've ever seen. This might be the easiest time in the history of the United States to get rich because the average person does so little. So it's crazy to me. Like, I'm thinking about, like, the recommendation for what I'm recommending for people is 20 hours sourcing. That's why you need a reliable car. 10 hours of processing and photography and listing, and 10 hours of making content. Okay, because I want to film them doing it. So like, you come in and probably they could do their entire week listings in 5 hours. It's only 50 listings a week. 50 listings times 20 hours. 50 listings times $20 profit is $1,000 a week. 100% this person could just do it on Friday. Come in on Friday, come in at 9, leave at 2. Your listings are done for the week. You have 6 days now to find items, right? They're going to have to go. They have to film in the store. You don't have to film yourself, but they've got to go through the racks and show me they're actually looking, right? It's part of their job. Come back, we'll review the footage, go over what's good or not. Can you imagine how good you'd be at sourcing with just this person, whoever I pick, in 3 weeks? They're going to know 500 brands they've never heard of in a week, 2 weeks, just because they're going to have to go there and actually make the effort. So how committed to you, like if somebody asks you, how committed are you to losing weight? I really want it. I really want a six pack. I've never had it. I've never been the envy of all my friends, right? I want my best friend's husband to hit on me because I want to look like that. I don't know, something interesting, right? And then, but you don't do anything about it. That's not going to happen. But if you're like single, ready to mingle, and you're the mailman is really attractive and you want to get with them, the male person, right? And you're like, I'm going to set up my diet, I'm going to go on exercise. You have this huge long plan, you're doing it. There's no way you're going to fail. You can really have anything as long as you actually make a plan to go do it. What are your reasons to do it? The main reason that people do something, I'm convinced, is just to make sure their kids are okay. That's like the number one reason people make it. Most people who are successful are married and have a kid. Maybe they're not married, but they have a kid. But one of those two things, if they're really trying to make their marriage work, they're really trying to provide a life for their kids, that's enough reasons already. Okay. But then there's people who have a kid and are married or both and still don't do anything. Like, your kids, this is something I've learned. They don't care what you say. They only care what you do. They can see. I noticed, if I pick my daughter up early from childcare, she is so happy, right? But if I pick her up towards the end of the day, she's like a little bit more tired. She's watched 4 or 5 parents pick up their kids before me, right? And she's just a little more beat down. I noticed this yesterday because recently I feel like I've become a much better listener. I've become much more aware because I'm really trying to figure out what people are looking for. I've been listening to so many different people about what kind of resources they need for the group. And I've determined that I don't want to give any more new information. There is no more new information. I just need to make sure you have three things that you want to try today, and then you go actually do it. Yesterday, one of the old members of the group, when the split happened, she left and did her own thing. She was updating me, and she's like, Chris, you'd be really proud of me. I have been working really hard for the past 6 months, and look at my store now. And it was amazing. Amazing. Just 6 months of doing what we've been talking about for almost it feels like a decade, right? She didn't need any more information. She just needs to do it. Like, I went out sourcing with Brandon on Friday. I hadn't been sourcing in a long time. I think I found the best item in the store. I think that's a really good game. Everyone should play that game. Find the best item, right? I think I found the only Patagonia in the whole store. And because the tag was upside down, nobody saw it. And it was half off because it was a month old. And the effort level is just, okay, it's not how bad you want it, it's the effort. How high is your effort towards getting what you want? That's what it is. It's the effort level of moving forward, right? And if you don't know what you're moving forward towards, then all the efforts you make are a waste of time, right? I want to get a new camera today. Why? I don't know. I saw it on YouTube. So I'll give you an example. There are two newsletters that I'm trying to copy because I'm going to release a newsletter on Monday mornings. It's starting in 2 weeks. And it's going to have the best ideas and the best stores that I see. So people can look at people who are doing it well and get some ideas, right? And I'm going to include in that email a an example of a double your money plus something item. And I'm going to have it for sale. So somebody can buy something when the newsletter comes out on Monday. It's going to sell out because my main business is not going to be to do that. I just want to show people what it is. We could talk about it on Monday. So let's say it costs $20. Somebody will buy it for $20, including shipping. It lands at Harry's house. Let's say it's a violin, right? Violin has comps on eBay for $70 or more, right? He buys it from me for $20, including shipping. It'll have the title, the description, everything written so he can see, right? Hopefully that person will buy it, sell it, let us know the exact net on that item. Because this is the effort that I'm talking about. I don't want people to buy something and then never list it. That's like I heard this thing yesterday called monkey brain. And monkey brain is monkey see, monkey do. You see it, you do it, you see it, you buy it. That's kind of what Whatnot is, the platform I'm selling on. If it's a shirt with a taco on it, it'll sell for more than a good brand that has no taco on it. People need to see and then do. Now I'm gonna come. So when you get an email from everybody knows what TJ Maxx is, right? Or has anyone been to Costco before? And if you're a Costco member, they will send you in the mail a catalog, right? You look through the catalog, you see something you want to buy, you get in your car, you drive back to Costco and buy something. That's the idea. That's monkey see, monkey do. You didn't know you needed new lawn furniture. Costco's got it for you. Gazebo, $1,500. Get in your car, drive over there, buy it. The opposite, okay, is a newsletter that's all text. I read a newsletter that this popular blogger sends. It's all text. The average reseller would just delete that email. They wouldn't even read one word. There's no pictures. The average reseller would be like, oh, can't do any thinking for myself. Delete, archive. But this newsletter has made me probably $100,000 over the years reading it. This person's like, hey, I find it useful that if you don't eat before you go to sleep, you'll sleep better. It's like a bunch of ideas like that. And I read every idea every week because it's so helpful to me. That's the kind of newsletter I want. But I realize that since most resellers are visually based, right? And I don't know why this is, but so many resellers love the buying part, right? Or they have stuff that they like. People are going to think I'm personally attacking them right now, but I'm not. This is just the general reseller has too much stuff and they don't list. So I'm going to have that thing that they can buy, but I'm only going to have one of them just as demonstration. But They can see, but maybe they buy it, maybe they don't. Then they scroll through the rest of the newsletter will be something that they can actually learn and be useful. So like as an example, this first one, I'm really going to go over the sold method again. Um, I'm going to talk about liquidating inventory that doesn't sell for me. And I'm going to talk about so Jamie had mentioned, how do you buy good items? Yes. So I'm going to have part of my conversation is going to be my first podcast um, is going to be how to buy items so you double your money. Try to do your research up front so you don't make a mistake. Let's say you do all the research and you still make a mistake, how to get rid of it. And then the sold method. That's going to be the first episode. And I want my podcast and this group in the morning to be reminding you of something, not teaching you something, because everybody already knows how to do it. So as an example, yesterday, Lynn here? She wanted me to double check her math. She's here. She wanted to see if the schedule that she wrote for me um, is realistic or not. Her goal is 30 items a day. I'm not going to put her on the spot here with the exact schedule because it's private, but when I looked at the schedule, I knew that this is not it's an aspirational schedule. It's not written like somebody who does it. It's written like somebody who wants to do it a certain way. There's a huge difference between this is my ideal schedule and this is my actual schedule, how I'm going to make an improvement. So as an example, if I wanted to improve this call, I would just make it mandatory that everybody has 3 things that they're thinking about and one thing they're going to try and do today. So as an example, today I need to install an alarm thing for my alarm system because I don't want to check my phone every single time somebody's at the door. So what I want is, I think I checked my phone 88 times a day the first month at my job because I wanted to see how many people really are trying to break in, blah, 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 blah. So checking my phone 88 times a day is stupid. So I'm going to pay for a service that's $99 a month where they live monitor. And if there's movement, a real person watches and they call the police if it's a bad guy. And it's really obvious because I did it for a week. Who's a bad guy? We've had 3 break-ins in the first month. And I know now I know why. Yesterday, this is like, I cannot believe how many things come up. Somebody in the warehouse next to me, I think they tried to kill themselves. Okay, because they ran a gas generator in a room. That's I think that's how you kill yourself. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's carbon monoxide or dioxide, that you would die if you did that, right? So it filled my entire warehouse with that smoke. Okay. So when I got to work, it was just unusable. So I had to so all my workers, right? They have bills. So I'm like, okay, everybody go have breakfast, go for a walk. I'm paying for the full day. Come back at 1 o'clock and let's see if we can work. I'll open all the doors and figure out if we can be safe to work in here. But that, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. that what was I saying? That
You were just talking
oh
about
yeah,
all the people that try to break in and you were
got it.
trying to figure out.
Thank you. So okay, the alarm system. So the reason this is a really long-winded story, I'm sorry. So the reason why that's relevant is because then I got to talk to the neighbor. Okay, so the neighbor's worker was the one who left the gas generator on, and I don't know what he was doing, but that's for them to figure out. He told me that the reason that they are breaking in is they're looking for metal to recycle. I didn't know that, but our place is right next to a metal recycling plant. So what they could do is break in, steal a piece of metal, walk over, turn it into cash. This is like a classic reseller. Get your inventory for free by stealing it from somebody else, go to a recycling center, get paid on the spot. So the 3 times they've broken in, they've cut a hole in my fence, they run to the dumpster, open the dumpster, and then leave. All 3 of them have done the same thing. Right. So the neighbor was telling me, now I know why they're doing it. The neighbor was like, you see how my fence is all boarded up from people breaking in? You should probably also do that because we're right next to this recycling plant and people are looking for easy money. Yeah, I have CO2 alarms. Um, so anyway, now that I know that, and I'm installing the alarm, I know a little bit better of what to do. I don't want anything in the parking lot that looks like metal because then people will obviously break in and try and steal it. So the alarm system I'm going to set up, this is going to save me checking my phone 88 times a day when somebody walks by the alarm. And how am I going to actually do that? Right. So I've got to go there, draw a map, figure out where they want all these sensors. And one of the cameras that I set up earlier this week, it's really hot in California right now for some reason. It melted the plastic thing. It was on a metal panel, and the metal panel was so hot it melted the plastic base. So I'm gonna go figure out a different solution for that one camera. But this is me. I have to go in there and figure that out today, and then I will never have to check my phone again because my service will do that. They'll check live for me as soon as there's any movement. They'll see if it's a bad guy or not, call the police or not, set off the bullhorn, whatever. That's one thing I have to do, and it requires all this stuff. So then yesterday, when I was outside, and they're like, Chris, do you know? One of the people said, what do you think this costs you when something like this happens? And I'm like, this person trying to kill themselves probably cost me $6,000. I had to pay all of you guys to just wait around. We're not making money at work, right? It's a huge disruption, but it's just part of it. It's part of being an entrepreneur. There's no there's no passive version of this. If you want to get in there and you want to the more amount of money you make, the more things that are going to come up. And I don't know, everyone listening right now, you're way more resilient than you think because this is hard. When you go to a job and they tell you what to do and you do it, that's much easier than this. So, kind of the saying is, are people here because they don't want to work a job or they can't get a normal job? Right? You don't want to work a normal job, you want to do this instead? Okay. But if you can't work a normal job, I don't think you could resell because it's harder. Reselling is way harder because you got to do everything. You got to be the owner and the operator and the manager. So what I want this call to be about is people come up with something that they want to do today, and three ways they're going to approach that, right? And it's all for the customer oriented. So me not being on my phone checking for the if people are breaking in or not, I can now use that time to source to improve my shipping process. I have 5 accounts on Whatnot that were all at 2-day handling time and 4.9 out of 5 stars. This month, after 30 days of trying my best, I'm now 1-day handling time on 4 out of 5 accounts, one more, and to get the 1-day shipping. And then they're all still at 4.9. So it looks like I've got a ways to go before getting a 5.0 rating. But I can think of 100 reasons and ways I can get my customer service to be better. There's so many different things that we can do. So that's why I want people to use this call as a reminder of what to do. You don't need new information. You already know what to do. Everyone here knows 3 things they could do today to get closer. And for me, I do the 3 things as soon as possible and then continue. So let me give you an example. And this is going to relate to Lynn too. My worker, you guys know one of my workers works from home. She started an eBay store. Guess what her average sale price is? She worked for me. What is her average sale price in her store? What do you guys think? She has 15 items in her store and 5 sold in the last 30 days. It's 200. Okay. The average item in her store is 200. Her average cost of goods is 5. She shops at the Goodwill bins. She's only looking for ridiculous banger vintage stuff. Okay. She knows everything about vintage 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I mean, everything vintage. Even now, Y2K's vintage, she knows a little bit about that. Her average sale price is $200, but her store only has 15 items in it. So she said, Chris, be honest. I need you to give me a store review. I said, okay. 10 out of 10 for the items in your store. All of them, incredible titles, incredible Um, I very cool, on trend, vintage, epic, really, really good. The way you run your store, 6 out of 10. She's like, how is it so low? I'm like, because every single one of your photos in these 15 listings is different. I can't even begin to tell you how slow that would be to have a different photo process every single day. Are you serious? That's like, how do you work for me and then go home and do your photos different every single day? She's like, oh my God, it takes me more than an hour every day for one set of photos. And I'm like, yeah, I know. The first 45 minutes is setting it up or more. It's really hard to set up photos and do lighting and have it at the right angle. And all of that stuff is hard. Why would you want to do that every day? I don't want to do hard every day. I just do hard the first time. Right. So I told her, if you want a 10 out of 10 store, you need the systems for your photos. That's how big of a deduction it is. You went from A store to D minus because your photos are so slow. There's no way you could make a living reselling. It would take you an hour to take one set of photos. It's too slow. Even with a $200 ASP, she can't do it. Right. So Lynn sent me a schedule. I am going to put her on the spot. It said 3 hours for 30 sets of photos. Okay. Completely reasonable the first time. Okay. But I wouldn't make a schedule based on that because it's way too slow and it would mess up your entire day. If you started your day with 3 hours of photos, I think it would wreck your life. That's not a good life. You want to do 30 sets of photos in 1 hour, right? And that's why I wouldn't make a schedule yet. She hasn't done it enough to make a schedule like that. You gotta like what are you currently doing? And then start. What Lynn did is a really interesting example of like, what do I want, which is the income of selling 30 a day. And then how long is it going to normally take me? And then putting that into a schedule. But that's kind of not how it works because it's completely unrealistic to start your day with 3 hours of photos. I know that because it would destroy your life. There's no way you could wake up, and that's not something that like a person would do unless your listing goes over 100. I would never do that. It would hurt your
It's
soul.
just start though.
No,
I
no,
like how
it's
you said it was an aspiration because it really was, but that is
yeah,
really how long it takes for me to do 30.
yeah, that's okay.
And I
No, that's completely fine. I'm just saying
yeah.
that my advice would be let's let's trim out all the steps that cause it to take 3 hours. How can you make it faster than 10 per hour? That's 6 minutes per set.
Um, well, I mean, I would have to take less photos, I guess. I do
That's
take
crazy.
extra measurements.
How many photos do you want?
I think I could probably, well, right now I take like for my dresses, it's probably way too much.
How many?
I know, not probably, I know I take like sometimes all 24
Okay,
pictures.
let's call it 24. Do you want that many photos?
I always, well, I like to over provide information for dresses because there's a lot of returns in there. So I think if I provide extra measurements and extra pictures, then they know what they're getting. Because I flat lay my dresses, and I don't think for some of my dresses it doesn't really like it deserve, like certain characteristics of my dresses, I feel deserve certain attentions. But
So there are at least 12 women in here. Let me ask you guys, what do you need to know before you buy a dress? This is a really good question because the photos do matter, right? Nobody, there's not a single person here that would buy a dress with no photos, right? Would you guys?
right,
I wouldn't, right? Measurements for sure. 100% measurements would help. I know what my wife would say. I'm gonna see if you guys would hit what my wife would say. Well, what do you need to buy a dress?
well, size,
Yeah. What does
fit,
the seller need to do? So brand,
color,
size, length, style.
right. So it's brand, style, size, length, and fit.
What are the odds that when you get the dress, it's going to fit perfectly?
Hardly.
So
Like
what would
50,
that,
it's a 50-50.
I think it's lower than that. So what do you think a customer,
Really.
yeah, what, you bought a dress online before?
I don't think, well, I know what brand fits me well. So yes, I bought it. I've bought dresses, but I only stick with what I know.
That 100% makes sense. That's why we write titles the way that we do. But my wife would make sure there's free returns.
Oh yeah,
Because they don't usually fit right.
right.
She'd want to make sure, like, hey, I want to buy from this person, but I need to make sure that if it doesn't fit, I want to be able to send it back. Okay. So more pictures for certain buyers is going to make it harder to buy. Okay. Sometimes more pictures makes it easier to buy and it increases trust with the customer. It depends. I think 24 is probably overkill, but I think less than 10 would not be enough for a nice dress. What do you guys think? I think 12.
Yeah, I think 12. I should, I was kind of thinking about that late because I noticed that with pants, I can I can take more pictures with pants and shorts and tops. And I noticed that it's a lot of it has to do with the fact that I only take about 11 to 12 pictures. Maybe 13, and the 13 would be if, let's say, the t-shirt had a graphic and I want a close-up of it, then that would be the extra picture because sometimes I just want to show the graphic up close. But most of the time it's 11 to 12.
Okay.
With shoes, if I do shoes, it's even less. I think it's like 8 because I just do each side, the back, and the size, and then I'm done.
So let me give you an example of dresses. So Kelly put in the chat, she'll never buy a dress to resell again. Dresses is by far the top category for women's clothing because there's a lot of things that are worth money. So let me give you an example. I have a person that's working for me named Asha. Every single dress that I have, she can think of more than 20 item specifics: brand, size, color. For her, color is like 4 or 5 different words. She can think of 5 different ways to describe a different blue. She would go fit. She knows about wear. She knows about utility. She knows what to wear it with. She knows what era it's from. She knows how material feels. She can tell you how the cotton in this material is different than normal cotton. She could write an essay in the description, every single sentence being something that improves the value of the dress. There's so much stuff to it, right? Now, on the other side, right, there's a streamer on Whatnot. His name is $2 Clothing. He's like, the reason why I sell shirts, jeans, and bottoms is because there's less item specifics. He's not even an eBay seller. He's like, I can talk about more t-shirts per hour than I can dresses. And I'm a volumes. He is a volume seller. So he wants the more items per hour is more money for him because he's a volume seller. If you are a per piece seller, you want to sell a dress like a McDougal dress. And ideally, for Asha, she averaged $62 a dress. It's really, really, really high. It's because she knew everything about it. It's different. You don't need to sell very many things if you have an ASP of $62. But
Yeah,
every single thing you do has to add value. So the photos, sometimes an extra photo doesn't add value.
so I should cut it. I should try to cut it down. I think I can do that. But
But
it's
that
been such
is,
a habit for me to take all 20 to 24. So I will be honest and say it's going to be a struggle the first week.
you ready? So
Uh,
you're going to take that habit of taking too many pictures and you're going to change that into a habit of thinking about what the customer needs. In my
okay.
opinion, for a woman or a person in general to buy a dress, they really only need 2 pictures, front and back. But other pictures do add value. But in my opinion, you only need 2 pictures to sell a dress. I can tell you because there's been endless research and the Real already figured it out. Let's go. Let's go to
Okay.
Check this out. I'll show you. Let's check out. Let's go. Let's look for a farm Rio dress. $235. Beautiful dress. They have 3 pictures. In my opinion, you can buy this dress with free returns and you are fine. You're fine. They have measurements. In my opinion, this is a perfect listing. It has incredible pictures, right? It tells me what it is. They have free returns. Now, right here, it has coupons and discounts are not available for this product. What would make this product better? A coupon and the discount.
Discount, yeah.
Right? Description, this is all I need to know. What is yellow floral print, ruffle embellishment, sleeveless with V-neck, concealed zip closure at back? The closure is really important. The fit, they typically fit true to size. Estimated item measurements. They have a SKU so they can find it. They have a pristine condition chart, right? Authentication, they explain. They even offer financing, just like eBay. In my opinion, this is a perfect listing. This is as good as it gets. Now, if you are trying to compete with the real, then you can take 12 more pictures, more details, the tag, the material. You could do more, but honestly, you can buy this dress with this information right here. You don't need more than 2 pictures, front and back.
You know, I need to check if eBay even has a zoom feature, you know, on the mouse.
They do.
Oh, because then that's probably.
They do have a zoom feature.
They do. Okay. So it is kind of useless for me to add an extra 10 pictures.
It's not necessarily useless, but it might allow you to do 30 sets of photos in 2 hours instead of 3. So
Okay.
you have to always ask, does this add more value to the customer or not? So I was thinking, as an example, hold on. My one of my reseller friends sent me a QR code that he puts on every package, right? And it scans to his eBay store. So like somebody gets a package, they scan it, goes right back into the store, they can buy something else. I think over the course of this year so far, he's had 17 sales. And I was like, do you think that was worth it? And he's like, I don't think so, because I spent the money to have custom packaging made with the QR code on it, right? But we determined that if he had bought a sticker and put the sticker on the package or a thank you card in the package, that would have been worth it, because now he's getting more customers without doing additional work and not paying the additional premium for a custom poly bag. Just the thank you card with the QR code probably produced the same 17 that the people who buy something from you are happy with their purchase. They might go back and get something else. So is that QR code more valuable? I would say yes. Is a newsletter. So the Real, they'll send you an email every day. So they have a newsletter, coupon, discount. And when the reason why there's no coupon or discount is because this item is brand new. And it really only has eight hearts. So it just landed on the website. As it gets older, they'll add coupons and discount to make it move. But I think this is the best listing. It's so clear on what to do. There's no BS in here. And this listing, I know from talking to them, guess how long these photos take per set?
Probably a few seconds.
How long does it take for a person to make these photos? What do you think?
I would say 3 minutes.
6 minutes.
Yeah.
6 minutes.
Oh, 6 minutes?
It takes a long time to make it look perfect. They can do 10 an hour. But it's very different, right? And this includes the editing, because these photos are edited. Right? So this is, in my opinion, 10 out of 10 photos, really good. Right? It doesn't need to be white background, but the dress looks really nice. It's tied, right? It's neat. It's a 100% steamed. They include steaming time in that time, right? It doesn't come out of the bag looking like that. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
All right. But the whole purpose of this morning call is people give ideas on what they're trying to do. So Lynn could easily give us, okay, why don't you guys, there's how many people here? So many people here. Can you guys give Lynn an idea of how she could reduce her photo time? She does 10 in an hour currently. And Lynn, you can give us some ideas too. What do you think? Less photos, you said one.
Mm-hmm.
You could also take the same photos each time.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good idea. I have a list, a post-it list of the main ones that I have to take pictures of, because there are times where if I go really fast, I would forget like a measurement, a tag. There's always at least one photo that's just like, oh, I didn't even take the hem, because I take pictures of the measurements, which is so frustrating and so annoying. So I do have it as a list. I don't have it like as a picture. So I wonder if having it as a picture, like a graph, would speed me up. But I know that will work if I do it for my dresses, because then it's sort of like a visual reminder of, this is a hard stop. You already took these 11, 12 photos. Like, that's it. Move on. So I do believe those visual cues help me, and they have helped me. I think the next thing is I actually fold and put it away. So I kind of do like a little bit of a organizational stacking.
Yeah, I understand. That's good.
Yeah.
So the stack is really important, because if you can just do one thing right after the other, right after the other, then you can get it all
Yeah.
done. Now, what you need to do is reduce how long the steps are in your stack. Let me give you an example. I'm doing this. Oh, no, actually, I'll give you an example with you. If you are, for example, taking a photo and you need to refer to the dress as your listing, then I wouldn't bag it.
Right. I
But
don't bag it. I
you
just
don't. So
put it
you refer
nice.
to it while you're listing.
Yeah. Sometimes, not all the time, but when I do, it is so much easier to already have it in like numerical order, because I see the number on my photo and I can just go right to the stack and pick it out and then look at what I need to look. If there's like a flaw, or if I'm not sure of like the material content,
Yeah.
then I just quickly look at it, fold it, and then I can put it back. And then that kind of helps my son go through, and he bags everything. Now, I don't necessarily have to fold it. It's just that I will have to confess, I hate the way he folds it in the bag. I think for just a young kid, he just doesn't think folding it. I like to fold it nice and neat with the tag, the label and the tag sticking out. And he realizes the value of that, because I'm like, you need to check the SKU and and the brand,
He's,
because they all
he,
look alike.
he's fully capable of doing it your way. He just needs the perfect instructions.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I think that um, if you can somehow teach your kid to have pride in their work, I mean, like Chris's son, trying to like really do it like a certain way, that is like insane parenting. Because then like why would he want to make it look nice in the pack? You know what I mean? That's like the I have workers that will undo somebody else's work because they're like, no, that's not how we do it here. Don't do that. It's like this. This is our brand. And it's like, if he's like, this is my mom's brand, she does it like this. That's like the most incredible way to honor your parents ever. Like the restaurants that's like, I make it exactly like my mom and I give it to you guys. That restaurant, it's like usually, unless they don't like their mom, I mean, the food's going to be pretty good if they try to make it like their parents because that meal is like has so much more meaning.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of I'm very easy on my son. I baby him. So
That's
it's all
okay.
me.
But if but if there's a
He
Nana's
does
recipe,
exactly what his dad tells him, but I'm just like, oh, okay, you can, that's fine.
yeah.
So I just need to be more strict with him.
Well, it's also like the pride thing.
Yeah,
If that's the like, you don't have to be a hard ass. It can be like I think when I don't have this, but I would love for my kids to have a recipe that I make that they enjoy eating. And when they make it, they're like, the recipe says 3 eggs, so I'm not going to put 5 eggs in, and because it would taste different and then it would not be good. Or I mean, they just wouldn't be lax on that because the recipe says this, right? So like I'm a big fan of having your kids help. I think that's really, really, really cool that you have him bagging stuff for you. I just got to be like um, something that you're proud of. It took
yeah,
me, by the way, I think around 5 years to get photos that I really liked, and it's just the way that they look that I'm satisfied with. So as an example, I just listed this shirt, right? Brandon came, I found this shirt. I am happy with this photo. To me, this is satisfactory. I wish I had a little bit of a bigger carpet, but since I don't have a setup anymore, this is as big as I would like it to be a little bit further back. But I'm satisfied with this. I think that a customer can make a decision based on this photo. I have
Wait a
measurements.
minute, are you back on Poshmark?
I am. I never left Poshmark, but I'm listing again.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I didn't know this. So you're using a different camera than the Canon,
So
whatever you
no,
got,
I'm
X8
using the same
PowerShot.
camera, but this one I
Okay.
just did with my iPhone with Brandon on the fly. Um,
Okay.
because because the thing is like
Oh, with Brandon. Yeah, okay, got it.
you
That
have
makes
to be happy with your photos. And honestly, I'm happy with this photo. To me, it's enough. It's not it's not fancy, but to me, I accept this as a quality that's good enough for my for me. If my whole store had photos like this, I would be happy with that. You have to find photos that you're 100% satisfied with and then don't change it. Right? All of my listings will look the same because I always take photos the same way. And that sounds really dumb, but it's a difference. Just having a photo set up. Oh, actually, I can say this because it's my YouTube channel. If you don't have a photo set up and take photos the same way, the best score you can get in your eBay store is a D minus. Sorry, I have to say it. So that means that's the best you can get. So you're probably failing. My worker that worked for me, five $200 sales a month. That's homeless here. Like people would not let you live on their couch if you only make $1,000 a month here. Like, no, sorry, my couch is reserved for winners only. You can't you can stay on my couch if you make like 4 grand a month and you're trying to make it out here. But if you're just gonna do that, like 5 items in an entire month is so low. That's not enough volume. So if you don't have a photo set up that you're proud of and happy, you're you're in a world of hurt because it's just so hard. Chris?
Yeah. Um, I think you hit a really key point word that should be emphasized, which is pride, right?
Yeah.
And how do you teach, and which leads to the next question, how do you teach someone pride? Because if you can teach someone to be prideful in what they do, take pride in what they do, um, it will lead to the whole question on the table. Why is it that you can't get someone to do something, right? Why don't they show up on time? Why don't they execute? Why don't they explain things, right? People who send you an email and say, I want this job, are people who don't have a lot of pride. They don't understand pride yet. They don't sit down and think, well, how am I valuable and what have I executed and done? I'm going to explain this to someone who also understands pride and what they do. They take pride in what they do. I'm a person who takes pride in what I do. So I think and then you hit something to answer that question about your kids, which is the great way to teach someone pride, and this is what parents' job, in my opinion, is to show them, right? To have them right next to you, learning with you, and then having them execute, right? You're giving them baby steps to learning how to take pride in what they do, right? And that's something that a stranger can show someone, a
Yep.
passionate person, right?
Yep.
A friend, um, whatever it may be, acquaintance. A lot of people don't have pride in what they do. And for us, if this applies to us, remembering that and taking pride in what you do and looking at what your work and going, hey, I really did a good job there. That is very motivating to start asking the next questions. Well, how do I do the other things better? What are 3 ways I can do the other thing better so I can take pride in that? It's an addictive feeling. It's a very powerful feeling to do that. So I think that is kind of the answer to your question, or a part of it. I know that's not the only thing, but that's kind of you kind of hit it of how to do that. And someone who knows pride has to ask themselves if they want to take pride in showing someone else what that feels like.
It makes a huge, huge, huge difference just having one thing like that in your life.
Mm-hmm.
It's contagious. Like
imagine how many people who don't, right? You said the other
people
day
have
about like
zero things in their life they're prideful about.
yeah, like it's above the bottom line. Think about the average, right? And then how many people are below the average? There's probably so many people in this world that don't even know what it feels like, has never been shown. I mean, most people don't have
Yeah.
proper parents to show it to them. I think a
Yeah.
main source it comes from is parents.
100 or yeah, so parents, or if you don't have a parent that did it, someone you look up to has that thing,
Right. A
right?
parent figure.
A parent figure.
Yeah.
And it's so powerful. The average person has zero. For sure. The average
Yeah.
person has zero things that they're proud of themselves for. And even people who are really good at something, they sometimes are so hard on themselves. They don't have something that they're proud of. But I'm honestly proud of my pictures.
And
I'm
that's a
proud of my
great thing to
pictures.
say.
Yeah,
And it's not a
yeah.
lot someone who is doesn't understand pride or doesn't remember it, doesn't take note of it, would hear that and take that as like you boasting, right? You trying to make them feel bad. And that's not true. We should be all able to say that to ourselves out loud and to our friends, right? I'm proud of this work. I'm proud of what I did. I'm not perfect, but I'm getting better. I'm right. It's a sign of improvement.
And as an example, I'm proud of my photos for shirts. All of my shirts look the same photo. I'm so proud of this photo. Even when I first started this experiment, I took a picture on the floor. It still looks the same. I just improved the picture on the floor.
Yeah, it looks
I didn't
nice.
have carpet. When I started this Poshmark experiment, I was like, I'm not gonna let people have an excuse. This Nike shirt for $8 is, think about how ridiculous this is. This sold for $8 on Poshmark, right? This shirt is $1 at a garage sale for sure. A customer paid $8 plus shipping plus tax for this shirt. It's crazy. It's on the ground. The lighting is horrible. It
That's
doesn't,
pretty
it's
much
like,
where I'm at right now.
and it's like, it's okay because like it just improves. But then after a while, all your photos look the same. And it would save Lynn. This is crazy. Let's see. It would save her 60 hours a month if she had a consistent photo process. That's mind blowing. That's just 1 month. Imagine a year or like whatever. That's like so much time is saved. I think that's the number one killer. Now, after thinking about my worker that saw that we take photos the same way every single time, and she goes home and does the pictures different every single time. Um, yeah. And I realize now I don't have any meals that I'm proud of yet. Because I was thinking if I can make some really good meals, my kids will visit me when they're older. I don't have one yet. So I have some time, but like I don't have one yet.
I feel like you put a lot of stock in worrying about if you're doing a good job, which I think is completely natural, by the way, when you're a new parent. And you're way above that standard. Trust me, you're like so high above the. You're doing fine, and they're gonna visit you whether you can cook a good meal or not.
I'm just thinking of like I'm going home for Christmas because my dad makes this cheesecake that's awesome. I don't know. Just like it's like I read my daughter Good Night Moon every night, and if I read it differently, she'll be like, no, do it, do it, do it the right, do it the right way. It's because she's just used to it a certain way, right? And like that's a thing.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. It is. It's a memory, right? You talked about having positive memories, but I do think that you can look at it the other way. If your kids are only visiting you because you cook a good meal, that's the wrong reason, right? Their kids are gonna come see you because they love you to death and they're gonna want to be in your life, and you make their life better, right? If you're a good parent, at least for me, I'm lucky to have that in my life. I always look to my dad for advice. I always want to be around him. He is always inspiring because he walks the walk, right? Which is, I think, what every parent wants to be. Try a good parent. They want to be a good example. And you've got a whole crew of people here that aren't your kids that follow you because you're a good example. So I think you're doing fine.
Yeah. Jamie, Jamie, you gonna talk about your Cubana?
Oh yeah, I could make some badass cubanos, man. No, I was just gonna say that I think you're right, Chris. I enjoy cooking myself a lot. I always have, and it's not about the kids coming home to eat. It's about the experience that they grew up with and the memories of
Yeah.
them making it with you. That's the important thing to get.
Yeah. I have that written down, Jamie. I put the purpose of my family is to make meaningful memories because that's that's what lives on, right? So the and the good memories I do have of my parents are all food related. But it's just eating a meal together. I don't even remember what the meals are, right? So that's the part that if the feeling you get from eating the cubano that your dad made, like I mean, if one of Jamie's kids is like, you know, it comes up that she can go out with her friends or she can go on her weekly fishing trip with her dad and have a cubano sandwich, you've made it if she'd rather go with you. Probably unlikely if she's a teenager, from what I hear. But I mean, that's do other
Yeah,
people like your cubano or just you?
from about 14 to 17, that's when you want to stay away from the daughters. They're a different animal at that age.
That's what they say. That's what they all say. But yeah, I can you imagine if it was like you guys have to visit Carrie, the way that she takes photos of jewelry, mind blowing. She takes so much care. And that's just like it's a thing.
So Chris, before you go, what's the ideal, looking at my schedule and my photograph, what would be the ideal time that I need to aspire to take photos?
I think definitely 2 minutes a photo. Unless you're doing photos like this lady, she
2
takes
minutes.
a huge amount of pride in the way she takes her photos, and she wants it to look natural and well lit, and she wants multiple surfaces to compare it to. These types of photos take maybe a little bit longer, up to 6 minutes. This is very out of focus.
Yeah, that's not me.
But I'm saying like this type of photo, right? I
Yeah.
will allow you to take 6 minutes. But if you're taking photos that are normal, should be 2 minutes.
But that's okay. Maybe you're not that now.
That's okay.
That's what you're aspiring to be at, right?
Yeah.
You're shooting at a target.
It
So
has to match. If you're selling stuff for, I'll show you. If you're selling hundreds of dollars, like everything's over $100 pretty much in this store. It kind of like, for example, this is an excellent photo in my opinion. It's really cool. These photos are really nice, right? Actually, I'm surprised how blurry these photos are. They're not crisp. She needs to get a better camera. For $1,600, I expect perfect photo. But if you're selling $15 jewelry, it doesn't need to be this level of photos.
Okay.
So it depends. It depends on how expensive your dresses are. Several hundred, mannequin, perfect lighting, 6 minutes of photo, 10 an hour is fine. You're just doing regular dresses, flat lay, 2 minutes. And you can think, how do I reduce this? Is this picture necessary? And ideally, you would draw out, I take these 12 photos, right? And here's a perfect example. From my experience selling dresses, I will add a photo for pockets, right? It's worth it. It's outside of the standard 8 photos or 12 photos that you normally take, but it's worth it because there's a picture of the pocket. It might even be worth putting your hand in the pocket and taking a picture, because that actually gives somebody a better reference point than just taking a picture of the actual pocket or putting a cell phone in it or something that they can see the size. That is more valuable to the customer.
question for Lynn, how long does it take you right now to do a photo? Instead of it being 2 minutes, what is it at?
It's like 6 to 7 minutes. Yeah.
So
Like
yeah.
some change.
Yeah, so just start with like make your goal reduce it 30 seconds. Start small, and then before you know it, you'll be very close. It won't seem that impossible.
Yeah, it's just taking, I think if when I start taking less photos of the dresses, I think that will help.
Yeah.
And also going from, instead of a text of, hey, make sure you take these photos, because I usually go, front, back, label, chest, arms. I actually having a picture of it probably on the wall would be a better reminder of me, because then I'll look at the picture and go, okay, that's it, done. Whereas with the words, I can quickly I could give myself excuse to continue on because it's just words as opposed to graphs. And I'm even thinking if I do it exactly the way it's going to be on the listings, it would give me a moment like, okay, just on. Does that make sense? So if I make it look like an eBay listing and have that on my wall, I'm more apt to follow through and stop my habits.
Some advice someone told me to try and get faster at something because it seemed too hard. They said, you're just overthinking it. Just remember, keep it stupid simple. The more simple you keep it, the faster you go. So that might help you in this situation.
Oh my gosh, I overthink everything.
Yeah. So just
for sure.
tell yourself that you can handle it. You can do it. We all believe in you can do it.
Thank you.
I like keep it stupid simple more than keep it simple stupid. Because I want the system to be so easy that you can't screw it up. And,
maybe that's the next step. After you do it first, you can teach somebody else how to do it.
That's the original saying, is keep it simple, stupid.
No, I know, but I like keep it stupid simple. I think I like that more because one of my favorite sayings is make the system the expert, because then you can be dumb and still reach your goal. Like in the
Right,
morning, I hate
right.
going to the gym, but like it's not hard because I have my clothes are already set out, and I have to, and I just only takes me 3 minutes to get there. So it's like it's easier. I just pick the more convenient route, right? I pick the warehouse closest to me versus the biggest one. I pick things that make it easier. So I don't want it to be harder. And this is the part that is kind of like interesting to me. Maybe the most interesting part is I want the morning call about making your life easier, right? It should be worth it. Come to the call to make your call easier. And I want to be the dumbest. I always want to be the dumbest person in the room, and I want to be the dumbest person and still be able to do it. What's so great about being smart? Then people expect you to do it. It'd be better if, like, Lynn, I can't believe your business makes $1 million a year. How? That's better than, oh, like your husband, right? He's really successful. If he had a store that did $1 million a year because of past experience, maybe somebody's like, oh, that's it. You know what I mean? It's like depends on. I'd rather be underestimated than overestimated.
He definitely is holding back at not inserting himself in my business because he has so many opinions about how I could be so much better. But he's really good at keeping it like, okay, this is your business. One of the things that does frustrate him is just like me overthinking it. He's just sort of like, you're just letting little things become big things. And he's like, those things don't matter. And he gets really upset. Like every time I go in and I'm like, oh, I got this offer. And he's like, why are you asking me? It should come to you like this. Like you should know right now to accept, counter, or decline. Like you shouldn't be mulling it. Oh, that one is probably the biggest thing that bugs him.
You
That I
mull?
don't, yeah.
Why?
Because he's like, I should already
No,
have,
no, no. Why do you mull?
I guess it's just the idea, I'm still like, I'm not necessarily emotionally tied to the item, but I do have an idea of what I want. And if I don't get the price that I want, then I think about it.
How do
But
you
then
not know the price you want before you start?
correct, correct.
Yeah, so okay, you gotta then you got all sorts of stuff to work on. You gotta figure out you got a long way to go.
And it's easy. It's sort of like I know it, but actually the execution, that's the part that gets him. He's like, you know what to do, but your execution, you're still second guessing yourself. And he's like, just go forward. So, on one hand, he knows that I'm capable of success, but he's like, I just need to execute so much more faster and not, I mean, I can make my policies and go, okay, this is what my price is going to be and move on. But then I'll think about it again for like the second or third time. And he's like, no, you already made this decision. Don't think second, third, just go. You already made it. So,
I have a worker, Lynn, that she's used to complaining at her job. And she's used to complaining at a job and it not getting fixed. Right. And
right.
it pretty much everything she's complained about at my job has been repaired or fixed or adjusted or whatever. And now I'm like asking her, is there anything else? Right. And she's not used to it being fixed. Right. So I'm like, I actually like that you complain, but you got to keep it going. You got to keep it going. You got to look for things that are wrong every day. And I think people are not used to that. They're not used to bringing up what they don't like and what they want, and they're not used to getting it. Is it going to be weird if, like, people are like, oh, I want to make $1,000 a week? Are they going to be surprised when they do it?
Yeah.
Unproductive thinking is a huge pitfall. It's like I know exactly what I want for the item before I buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you yes or no immediately. That's why I like auto accept and I like auto counter. I already know I want $12 for this. I paid $4, and I'm going to list it at $15.99. I don't really want to waste any mental energy on it. Somebody offers 8, I like it to counter offer whatever I'm looking for.
I guess I get hung up on the disappointment that I didn't get the price I wanted